Okay, so today we are looking at grade 6 EQAO, and we're going to start with the number sense strand. And for today's lesson and topic, we will be looking at number sense, demonstrating an understanding of numbers, and making connections to the way numbers are used in everyday life. So let's look at number 1. The question says, which number represents, and I'll get you to read the number in words for us. So what does this say?
92,504.
Okay, so can you read all of these numbers for us and we'll see which one matches these words? So how would you read A?
92,054.
Good. Is that 92,504?
No.
Okay, what does B say?
92,504.
Does that match?
Yes.
Well, we think that's the answer, but let's just double check. Let's look at the other options just to be sure.
920,504.
And D says?
920,054.
Good. So if we look at this, we know that here we have 920,000 and here this one is also 920,000. So we automatically can eliminate those. And going back to what you read earlier, which answer represents 92,504?
B.
B. And how would you write this in expanded form?
90,000 plus 2,000 plus 500 plus 4.
Excellent. How many tens do I have?
0.
Good. How many ones do I have?
4.
How many hundreds do I have?
5.
How many thousands do I have?
2.
And how many 10,000s do I have?
9.
Excellent. Great work. Let's look at the next question. Okay, question 2 says, and this is an application question, which fraction is equivalent to, how would you read this fraction?
6 over 5.
6 over 5. And what type of fraction is this when we have a numerator that is larger than the denominator? Do you know what that's called?
Improper fraction.
This is called an improper fraction. So we are trying to find an equivalent fraction to that. What does equivalent mean?
The same.
Yeah, the same or equal. It represents the exact same thing. Does 5 over 4 represent 6 over 5? Is that the same thing?
No.
No. Is 5 over 6 the same as 6 out of 5?
No.
Why not?
Because the numerator is less than the denominator
Yeah.
on B.
Yeah.
And in the question, the numerator is greater than the denominator.
Excellent. Okay, what about C? So we know this is wrong. What about C? It says 1 whole and 1/5. So the fraction here is out of 5. I have a whole and then I have 1 out of 5. So if I have 1 out of 5, let's say I have this rectangle and I divide it into 5 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I shade 1 out of the 5. But then I also have a whole. How many would I shade in to represent a whole? All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's another way of writing this as a fraction? 1 whole, or how many parts did I shade in? I shaded in
6.
2, 3, 4. I shaded in just for this part, just this part.
5.
5 out of 5. And I shaded in just this part.
1.
1 out of 5. So I shaded in 1 out of 5 and 5 out of 5, right? Because 5 out of 5 is a whole.
Yeah.
So how many fifths is that altogether? 1 out of 5 and 5 out of 5 is how many fifths?
6.
6 out of 5. Good. So would you say that 1 and 1/5 is the same as saying 6 fifths?
Yes.
Okay, so we think this is the answer, but let's just double check. How would we represent 1 and 5/6? So what's different about this question? I have a whole, but this time the part is 5 out of 6. So the whole would be all 6 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. out of the 6 would be shaded in, right? And then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, another 6 parts, and I'm only going to shade in 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what would I have total here? How many 6 would I have? I would have 5 out of 6 and 6 out of 6. How many 6 do I have?
11.
11 out of 6. Does that represent 6 out of 5? Is that the same thing?
No.
No. So we are correct. What is the correct answer here?
C.
C. So we can say that 6 over 5 is equal to 1 1/5. And that is the correct answer. They are both equivalent.